Hi, my name is Lakshmanan Chidambaram. Everyone calls me CTL. I live in Boston and I run what's called the enterprise business for the Americas. There were two incidences, that have happened, which ultimately, I would call as a trigger, for the initiatives that we have taken with our women leadership development programs. The first was all my life I've grown up surrounded by bold, independent, powerful women. My mother, my wife, my two daughters now, who both working, and they, I can't remember of any significant decisions that were taken where their opinions, were important and crucial. And as I look back on many of those decisions, I they were successful, and I think the thought process that the ladies brought to the table was huge. In fact, as a person driving a large business today, many of the principles that I have taken, which guide me during the most difficult of times, were decisions that I learned when I saw my mother taking those decisions herself, right? And the second was, I have a friend. Her name is Heather Lloyd, and she's a CIO at the Bank of Nova Scotia. The Bank of Nova Scotia is the third largest bank in Canada, and decade plus customer of Tech Mahindra's. Now, Heather is a big proponent, from giving women equal opportunities, and plays a big role in growing the number of women in technology and leadership role at the bank. She said two things. One was, she was the only woman who was a direct report, and there was another peer of hers, who went to their boss and said, "Hey, there's something very important that's come up, and we would like to have a call on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock." Now, Heather has three children herself, and so obviously she's juggling a number of balls. And she said, her boss said, "I'm okay, but check with Heather whether she's okay with it." And in that one sentence, the leader sent a strong message, on what it takes. And Heather's thing was, if you're doing women leadership development program at Tech Mahindra, the men have to be a big component of that, right? And so, today, they at the Bank of Nova Scotia, they don't select a candidate unless 50% or more of the applicants are women. And when I looked at all this, I said, we have to do something at Tech Mahindra, which was different, which will take us in the right direction of building inclusive leadership. So this year, Tech Mahindra will do about $5.2 billion in revenue with 130,000 people worldwide. Of this, 32%, women make up 32% of the total employee base, which is a fairly good component, right? But as we looked up the value chain, and as you got into leadership position, that number drastically reduced. In fact, I remember my daughter asking me one day, "Dad, why is it that there are no women in your direct reports?" So these were all wake-up calls, as we were thinking through this. So we did a lot of good things, right? We kind of mandated that 30% of all lateral hiring and 50% of all new hiring will be women employees, right? And so, but that alone was not enough. We needed to bring women in a much larger way into the leadership cadre. And as we were thinking about it, the more we thought about it, we realized that that was the right thing to do from a business perspective. For example, of I deal with a number of CIOs. TechM has 1,000 customers, global customers, and a significant number of them are Fortune 500 customers. More than 50% of the CIOs in these Fortune 500 customers of Tech Mahindra's, were women. So we looked back and said, we have to do something bold, something hairy, and something audacious. So, I got up one day and said, 30% of all leaders in my patch of the business will be women. And then I got a call saying, have you thought about it? Don't you think we should take this down to 15%? Don't you think, saying it in public, you'll never be able to take it back? And I thought about it and I said, that's exactly why I said it. We have to do something big, hairy, audacious here. And if we put it out, we can't take it back. Right? And so then we said, okay, great. We've now said this in public. How are we going to translate that vision into reality? And that's when, we had a young woman leader who joined, my organization as my executive assistant. Her name is Sarah Aziz. And, we gave her the responsibility, of drawing up a straw man of what our women leadership program will look like. And so we conceived a plan that was called the WLP Crown. And the goal there was to get started with building a strong women leadership cadre within Tech Mahindra. And we spoke to some of the successful women who are already doing important roles. And one of them said something, and I laughed about it. And she said, I am here because of what I did, what I delivered, what I achieved. And I'm not really expecting, any special, out of turn advantage that I should get because I'm a woman, right? We just want to ensure that we have an equal place at the table. So, a clear program objective was defined to improve women leadership at what we call the IBU and the IBU1 levels. Now, when I say IBU, it's at the business unit level. Aerospace and defense is one business unit. Automotive is another business unit. Banking is another business unit. So the idea was that we should have, women leaders at these levels. Very clearly, we spent a lot of time thinking through the type of profile of people that we put through this leadership development program. And even before we started, we defined the roles that these women leaders would take 9 months after they graduated from this program. A thorough selection process was established. Business, HR teams collaborated very closely together. A panel comprising of business leaders from outside the unit was formed. A program, specific to my business was created with the right context and smooth movement capabilities. So this program was ideated as a competitive program to select and nurture the best talent of people who exhibit the passion to grow into future leaders. At Tech Mahindra, we make memories. And to make memories, we need to weave and blend success stories. Thus, the blended WLP Crown program started with 9 months of rigorous coaching, which was a blend of virtual and classroom-focused session. An internally designed program to give the Tech Mahindra touch and keep it as close to our vision as possible, and women-centric modules. Now, in all this, they say when you take bold initiatives and as you walk, the road opens up before you and people and circumstances come to your help. There were so many successful women customers of ours, operating at different levels, who spent time, effort, and energy doing sessions, with our women leaders under training, and they shared with them their experiences, what worked for them, what did not work for them, what mistakes they made, how so invaluable. People opened up their hearts, minds, and shared a whole lot of information, which made this program very exciting. Actually, after I said 30% of all leaders will be women, and we were thinking, how big, hairy, audacious a goal is this? And I was mentally ready to face many blocks, that came my way. But actually, it turned out, it turned out completely in a different, positive way. The first conversation I had was with our CEO, CP Gurnani. And, I don't know whether you had a chance to see the article that he wrote in the Hindu Business Line. And he expressly said there that women bring more to the table. Investing in diverse leadership can give more return on investment than anything else. He looked at it from a business perspective as well. And when I picked up the phone and said, this is what we're thinking about, he said, just amazing. whatever resources you need. And his next call was to our chief people's officer, Harshvardhan Soin, and both of them got on a call with me and said, this vision is good, the organization is behind it, go ahead and do what it takes to translate this vision into reality. So we got all the support and more, right? And some of the challenges we tackled, which I will cover, are one, breaking leadership stereotypes. It was after much deliberation with senior leaders and in HR, we found that women have an edge over men when it comes to becoming a problem solver, having better soft skills, and the ability to build trust. These were all advantages. So we said we're going to use this as core differentiators. The second thing, as I said, we committed resources upfront. Starting with our CEO, CPO, the America Business Unit awarded full sponsorship for the program's successful implementation. We allocated the budget upfront. We ensured that we have a learning team in Tech Mahindra. And if I do this session without talking about them, I will not be doing service. It's headed by Riaz and Frida, a world-class training development team. They brought into this vision and ideated. And when they came back and presented the first trauma with Sarah, I was just amazed. I said, is this the vision we had? Because they had really developed very well on that vision. So all resources were committed. The training team fully bought into it. And then unique business requirements. We needed focused details and tailor-made training modules to suit the needs and requirement of each business. Well, automotive is different from aerospace, is different from insurance. And so TechM has different verticals, and the program was customized as per the needs of each business unit. And then filling up leadership vacancies. We designed the program to be end result driven. The curriculum was personalized based on the business requirements as well as leadership role availability, right? And so, and then selecting the right candidates. It was a pretty tough process. The moment we said we're going to do this, the interest was immense, and we ensured identification, development, mentoring, and movement of the right participants. Empathy. Given the blended learning format, young mothers found it difficult to leave their children behind and stay overnight for the face-to-face 7-day intensive learning session we did at our learning center in Pune. Tech Mahindra provided guest house facilities for the employees' families to stay over and help take care of the toddlers. And finally, balancing existing work responsibilities. The program learning hours were accordingly planned, giving adequate time for the ongoing job profile and customer priorities, and what they had to manage from a home front. So some aspects of the program were done virtually, giving the women who participated in this program the flexibility that they needed. The success of this initiative has released a fresh surge of energy, an energy that will spread, touch, and inspire us to emerge as an organization that's a great place for women to realize their potential and to go after their dreams. We desire a workplace culture that's inclusive of everyone, irrespective of gender. Everyone who joins must feel they have opportunities to rise, grow, and lead. We've won some prestigious awards, and I'm very proud of it. We've been listed in the top 10 of Avatar and Working Mother Best Companies for Women in India list for 3 years in a row. Also listed in Avatar and Working Mother Most Inclusive Companies in India Index as champions of inclusion in 2020. Among 7 companies in India to be featured in the Bloomberg Gender Equality Index of 2021. Recognized by Great Places to Work for being one of the top 50 workplaces for women in India, winners of diversity and inclusion at the SHRM HR Excellence Awards 2020. And I think this is only the beginning. There is lots more to come, lots more to learn, lots more to share. Right, in the war for talent, we can't ignore women who have the potential equally to contribute to our future. Given the ongoing pandemic, the need arises for a compassionate leadership team. who can guide the organization in this new normal. Women leaders are naturally inclusive, understand work-life balance, highly networked, and intuitive, in addition to their core business skills. Also, a gender diverse workforce helps bridge the gap of understanding and addressing diverse customer needs globally. We needed to broaden our leadership models, stimulate dissent, and encourage effective introspection across the board. And this in its entirety is what we mean by inclusive leadership. So we, for the financial year 1920, a total of 28 women leaders, from my business were identified. They've graduated into senior roles within the business. In fact, I'm personally excited that just before this program started, I got this feedback that our aerospace unit, the aerospace unit that is delivering for the Americas, is now an all-women team, headed by Bhuvana, who graduated from the first leadership training program, Geeta, Rupa, and Sangeeta. So it's an all-women team. So I'm, very excited as I talk about it. Right. So the first, the seeds of, the results of the seeds we sow are now beginning to show up. Right. And the program helped participants achieve clarity for future professional goals based on their personality, strengths that were identified during this program. TechM's flagship New Age Delivery Initiative happened at that time. The participants helped in its adoption and implementation across the company. It isn't surprising then that our business became the #1 business unit in terms of the New Age Delivery platform adoption, achieving a saving of over $2 million with over 850 associates who were upskilled in the Upskilling as a Service initiative. The women leaders played a very important role as automation champions. The participants trained dedicatedly to become our what we call AQT, the automation samurais. In a ripple effect, they further created over 100 automation experts. Finally, new age tech capabilities, AI certifications. Many got trained and certified in artificial intelligence and other technologies. And now, as the second part of the second WLP Crown program is going on right now. So this is going to be twice a year rolling out. But in the meantime, we have also identified at the middle management level women who are showing tremendous initiative, and women who have joined us out of college, but in 7-8 years have shown tremendous promise at the entry level. So each of the women leaders who are there now will be mentors. They'll be assigned women that they need to mature, they need to mentor, and then we expect this wave to get bigger and bigger in size, scope, and the size and scope. Right? Thank you.